Hey Pisces, it's Amanda and I am here to do your tarot reading for June 2019. So this will be Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Ascendant, and Venus placements, okay? I'm using the 78 Tarot Astral, Tarot in Space, and then I'm going to pull an advice card from the Goliath Tarot, okay? And let's just get going here. What does Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement need to hear the most for the rest of June 2019? And what do they have going on for them? And what do they need to know the most? Hope everybody's having an awesome summer. Mine's doing good. I'm having a good time with the energy. I am feeling like the heavy switches, but just for me personally, I feel good. I like the sun and I love the weather, and I feel like everything's lighter. But there has been some heavy things that have been up and down in between. King of Wands. This is the central message for you, Pisces. So this could be just knowing what you want and how to get it. Maybe it's just that you're kind of confused by that. You're not sure. I mean, you have maybe some hunches, but nothing's, maybe you feel like you're too close to it. Maybe it's just motivation or confidence. What's crossing this King of Wands for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for June. Okay. So we have Nine of Swords, and it's reversed, and meditation. Okay, so this one popped out first, so this would be crossing the King of Wands. So this could really be just not having that time to yourself every day, and not time to walk the dog, not time to do whatever. Those are what those things are for. But I'm talking like meditation, right? Being able to get into your energy and feel into it without your mind, right? Get it to a calm state, so that you can feel without all the confusion, and it strips down, right? All the things that might be clouding that motivation or vision. And then crowning is the Nine of Swords reversed. Here's upright. This is anxiety. This is sleepless nights. This is thinking about something over and over and over again in your head, and you can't stop thinking about it. And that makes a whole lot of sense that it would be the crowning position. So that's what your mindset, your intention, the way you're seeing it, right? And you're dicing it apart, you're over analyzing it, and it's getting you to a point where you don't even know anymore because you're so mentally exhausted due to not doing this enough consistently. And you might think that you are doing it. Maybe try a different way. Maybe try gong meditations, sound baths, maybe no music at all or sound, and just make sure you don't fall asleep, because a lot of people will, it's great to do that before you go to bed and fall asleep to that kind of stuff, sure. But I don't think that is the whole package. I think it gets you a portion of the way there, and it helps for sure. But I think that people need that meditation consistently that they're doing every day, where they're staying awake, but they're slipping into the relaxed state and calming the mind, so that the real feelings you can really feel those feelings and observe them correctly without your mind getting in the way. Because here it really is, okay? This is over and over and over and over again, right? All right, so what's going on? I'm gonna shuffle through one or two more times here, and then if anything hasn't popped, see if anything pops out, and then I'll cut and pull. What's the root and the recent past here for Pisces, June? Okay, well, there's our root. I'm gonna cut this. Okay, so Six of Pentacles. This could be nostalgia. This could be the good old days. This could be looking back at past things and past relationships and past connections and kind of wishing for that. And I think that's maybe what's keeping you up in your head and maybe clouding your clarity on what you want and really helping you get that confidence back and know what you want for sure and just how to get it and make a plan to start getting it. Make small steps to start getting that way. But I think it's something in the past that you might be going over and over and over again and kind of like longing for. Maybe not necessarily like the exact situation, but that maybe just like what you were close to and when you had closeness or some sort of group dynamic or a relationship dynamic that it seems like maybe you just are reminiscing about, you know what I mean? In the recent past, Six of Swords. So you're coming out of a state where you were healing a lot. And I think that you're kind of like, why am I not feeling better? I'm doing all the healing. And maybe you kind of just are getting frustrated. You're like, okay, when am I going to be done healing, right? Because this is in the reverse. So it's like you're coming out of a state where you had to get away from something that you knew was not good for you. Like, or you knew that wasn't in alignment with where you need to be and what you're here for. And you had to get away from it, but you also had to take the time to heal once you did. So it's like, it's good that you're getting away, but you know, it's not done yet. And I think that meditation could just really help you, seeing that it's crossing the King of Wands. It's really going to help you speed up this process and fill in those loose ends that you've already feel like you've spent a lot of time healing. And I think that this is going to help cross the T's and dot the I's for, I mean, look how cute this card is. She is like inner ambiance. She is floating, right? And it's great. I like it. It's one of the unique cards to this deck, and it's great. But seeing that that's crossing this here, this clarity on what you want and how to get it, or just having that again and feeling that again, and you're frustrated because you've been doing the healing, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? And I think that's going to fill in that gap, okay? What's in the near future for you? Ace of Cups. So you're so close to there. I think this meditation is just going to get you that rest of that mile to the finish line. Ace of Cups is feeling in to all the senses. So meditation, once you calm that mind down and stop rerunning things from the past, you're going to be able to feel into the feelings that are authentically there, and you won't overthink them because your mind is in a calm state. That's when you're going to go into this in the near future. Ace of Cups, new emotional beginning. This is a new love. This is a new emotional stability. You know, something good that, you know, you're feeling which feelings that weren't clear, and you're not doubting them because your mind's calm if you go into this meditation. That's great. And it's kind of neat how these colors kind of go together too with this deck. Like this, the cotton candy cloud color scheme, and then all the blues and pinks. Like, that's where you get that. That's where you find that fountain. That's where you tap into that. Without all the extra around and your mind running on like high, you know, high speed, like, oh, rerun, thinking. And that's going to exhaust you. Where you are currently, we have the Ace of Swords, your environment, Page of Swords. Hopes and fears is the Two of Swords reversed, and the most likely outcome if the energy persists. Two of Cups. Okay, so this is good. This is two parts uniting together and working together. Equal give and take. Two people are putting in just as much effort. Two people are just as in love. Or this could be internal. This could be the emotions, the inner conflict. Like, they're just as united, just as in harmony. See the little spiral between the two cups? They're coming together, and they're both in this as one, okay? It's like taking two parts of yourself that are conflicting you and integrating those, okay? And then I'll come back to that one. I just wanted to show you that because that's awesome. So where you are currently, Ace of Swords reversed. I'll show it to you upright. So currently right now in this situation pertaining to this, Pisces, you feel like you're lacking clarity. Again, lacking clarity on what it is you want and what it is you need to do to get it. And you're wondering what you're missing. You're wondering what you're not seeing. It's like a delay in perspective and clarity. Because this is swords, so thoughts, ideas, action, logic, you know, clarity. So it's like perspective. And I feel like since it came out reversed, and that's, what is going on? I can't talk. Since it came out reversed, and that's where you are currently, and since you, with that King of Wands in the middle of the central theme, it's like you don't feel the confidence and you aren't sure what you want and you aren't sure how to get it and you're lacking clarity to that, okay? And Page of Swords in your environment. This could be somebody who tells you this or tells you that, and you know, maybe that's triggering because they're messengers, all pages. The Page of Swords is the messenger of information, gossip. It could be spying information like gossip. It could be just sharp, intellectual, logic thinking type of suggestions. Maybe there's somebody giving you advice or suggestions or giving you their logical, you know, suggestions or whatever it is. That's what's around you. And I feel like if it's not that for Pisces, it's going to be just people around you that trigger you. It's triggering you. And I think that even though it probably doesn't feel great to be triggered, I feel like it's the universe like working through these people to like nudge you and be like, hey, this doesn't feel right for a reason. Hey, this triggers you for a reason. Why? Okay, like go into this meditation and find out why. Strip it down, get the mind calmed down so you can feel it. Feel into your intuition. Pisces, you're one of the best at this. You can do this if you shut that mind down. You stop rerunning this nostalgia and these past events, what you had lost, what you had, you know, things like that, how things were, the days, the good days, or when I felt like I had people, or you know what I mean? Like you got to strip that out of here because it's clouding your feelings, clouding that clarity because your mind's on overdrive. And I feel like people around you might be triggering you. And if you could focus on that when you're meditating, once you've calmed your mind, you might actually be able to, by process of elimination, figure out what was that trigger really linked to. Why did that happen? Why did I feel the way I did when they said that way? Why does it feel like when they give me these logical suggestions that it's patronizing or condescending? Because there isn't always a logical way. There's many times, many situations where logic will get you out of what you're doing. But when it comes to feelings, when it comes to passion, when it comes to your authentic drive and willpower, those are ways that you have to tap into the way that you do best. But I think that some conscious, like awake meditation, not before bedtime meditation, will really do this trick for you. Quietness. No music. I know music can help. I mean, if it works for you, great. But I just suggest that sometimes it can be distracting or push us in a way that, you know, we normally wouldn't have drifted into. She's in the quiet sky, right? She's awake but calmed into her center. That's when you're going to feel these feelings. That's when those authentic drives are going to pop up. That's when you're going to be able to strip down the real reason why maybe you're being triggered just by things people are passively saying or suggestions people are giving you. And it might not seem like they know what they're doing, but it's like, why? If you react that way, there's a reason, right? But your hopes and fears is the Two of Swords in reverse. Here it is upright. Two of Swords reverse is about not feeling like you have enough information to make a choice and feeling stuck. She's got the blindfold on. If you see that blindfold. Mm-hmm. And she has these two swords, so there's a decision here to make. There's night and day, sun and moon. And she doesn't feel like she can see it all. So how does she know with confidence to make a decision? She's not going to be able to feel confident about a decision until she takes the blindfold off and looks at both sides, reviews it, and then with all that information in review, then makes a decision. But it's in reverse. So you're just fearing that you're not going to get that blindfold off. You're feeling that you aren't going to be able to make a decision, that you're never going to see that clarity, right? And it's just a hope and a fear. So try not to focus too much on it. Be aware of it, observe it, but don't internalize that, okay? Because we all know that, you know, manifestation starts with the mind and the feelings that you feel, right? And if you're only feeling that and you're only thinking about this and you're only rerunning that over and over and over again, you're going to manifest more of that, right? So try to strip down the excess. I mean, we can only do things about the things that we have control over, and we kind of have to just like let go of the things that we no longer have control over, right? Or things that we will never have control over. Why tie up some of the energy you have focusing on that so that you can manifest more of it, right? But yeah, this Two of Cups is good for you, Pisces. I do want to see the overall energy. Hierophant. Okay, so this is, and it was upside down. I flipped it for you, but this is the overall energy. So this is breaking out of the norm, breaking out of what you've always done, the routines you've been stuck in, maybe you don't realize, the things that you do just because you've formed that habit, those little things we pass over. This is breaking out of that, breaking out of what you normally would game plan. The way your plan of attack you normally think would be the best way. Like, try to switch up those little mundane things. And maybe you're just breaking free of like what people expect of you, what people have always expected of you, breaking free of what it is that's going to make you fit in and more what's going to make you feel good, right? And I think that's the best, because in reverse, it's like breaking out of tradition. Hierophant's all about tradition, old belief systems, institutions, marriage. So this could be about a divorce, because it was in the reverse is the overall energy. And it's like you don't know with that King of Wands in the middle, like you aren't sure where to go or what you want now or how to get at that. And you're lacking that clarity with that Ace of Swords in the reverse. So you're breaking free of this because this is overall, okay? You're breaking free of everything how it's been and how everything everybody expects of you and the way that you used to expect things out of you and the way you were trying to fit into society rather than society fit to you, right? Let's do the Goliath. I think this is a really clear reading. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. It's so clear, but this one, I mean, feels like you might not have the clarity, but this spread is speaking and you know, I feel this a lot. Let me see what the Goliath has to say and what do the guides and energies that have our best interest and Pisces' best interest at heart and all involved as well. What is the best plan of attack, course of action in the situation for Pisces? What is the best way of handling this throughout the month, Pisces, for June? Thank you for the messages so far, too. What should Pisces do? What is the best advice? Okay. Ace of Cups in the reverse, okay? In the future, this is the second time this card came up. It popped out upside down. This one is in the near future. It came out right side up, right? So I think you need to let go of best advice because it's reverse in advice position rather than when it came up the first time it was in the near future position. So now it's like come out of a state of what you wanted to start, what you wanted that didn't work, whatever it is that you needed to heal from, come out of that energy. And I mean, I think that with this nostalgia card as the root, I think that you're just kind of stuck there right now. And I think that's why your King of Wands is being, you know, crossed. And I think that if you can kind of let go of that and come out of that, you know, new love or new abundance or whatever it is that you wanted that you might realize, I think you already have realized that it isn't going to happen. It's not working out, so it must not be divine, right? Well, just in alignment with your soul contract. And I think that if you let that go, that's when you're going to be able to feel into what is in your soul contract and is meant for you, right? And I want to do one more just because, I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to do one more, but I wanted to show that for you. What else goes with this Ace of Cups in reverse here for Pisces for advice? And you know, this card in this deck, that Ace of Cups, it's got like these like bird crow claw hands holding that cup, and behind it is like a swarm of storm clouds like funneling in. And so it's like, let go of that emotional storm that didn't work out. There's like a storm. I'll show you. Do you see how the storm in the back and those little birds and those claw hands? Like, yeah, it's like those claw hands to me just feel like holding on to something that's old or not correct, like not, it's decaying, like you're holding on to that storm, right? I think that's why it came out reversed. One more with this Ace of Cups for advice for Pisces for June. It's like let go of that storm of emotion. Come out of that. Break free of how it's been, the Hierophant in reverse. Break free of that old system that wasn't serving you then and it's not serving you now. It's just let go of it. It's just clogging you up, it's holding you down, it's draining you. And you'd be surprised, I think, once you do go into that meditation state and calm the mind and start really feeling into what this is about and what it is so you can get that clarity. That's when that Two of Cups comes in and just the harmony starts to come back together. And those triggers no longer bother you. Those things people say no longer bother you because you've healed that and you've released that and you've accepted that, right? Not in that order, but what else goes with this Ace of Cups here? I'm getting better with these cards. Not the best yet, but getting used to them. They're so slippery and big at first. I was a disaster trying to shuffle them. Okay, those two I'll take. Okay, so I got the Page of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Page of Cups and Seven of Swords. So Page of Cups is about a messenger again, because pages are messengers, of emotion, showing of affection, showing of, you know, intimacy, like flirting. Pages like a naive kind of affection. So it could be like flirts or sweet nothings or just, you know, indicating that somebody has interest in you or just showing you love. It doesn't have to be a relationship. And the Seven of Swords is about, you know, doing something in a way that you couldn't be upfront about it, like kind of dishonest, and having to leave a little bit behind. Like in the original, there's a guy with like 5 swords and the 2 are left and he's sneaking away. And in this one, we have the, you know, the snake and the nag zest, the thief in the night, and the Page of Cups, it says the sister of roses. Okay, so see how the snake is sneaking in there and eating those eggs that, you know, he's eating them. And he has to leave some behind because he can only take one, right? So it's like, ugh. But you felt like you had to do this for some reason. You felt like you weren't getting a need met. And so you did it away the only way you thought you knew how, but you knew you couldn't be upfront about it. But the Page of Cups is like maybe like how the affection is being shown. It's like you can't be upfront about the affection you're showing because you have a need that you're trying to get met and you can't be honest about it. So this is something most people do for sometimes in their life, okay? And I think that I really don't believe that there's anybody that hasn't had to do that in their life in the society we live in today. There's still a lot of I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed, right? When it comes to everybody being in alignment. So everybody's done this in a small, medium, or big way. And I feel like they go on and off in this through their cycles in life and their lessons. So it's like the way that you want to show affection, make sure that it's honest and that you aren't doing it. If you are doing it in a way like that, that's just a way to watch out for so that you can start picking this stuff up and realizing where it's happening that you haven't seen. So like maybe somebody's being affectionate to you and they're not being honest about it. Maybe they're just kind of bullshitting you. Maybe they're just kind of getting what they want and whatever it takes kind of thing. Because remember I said naive, show of affection. They're just a little bit not matured emotionally. And it's not that it's bad, you know, take whatever resonates with you. But with the Seven of Swords is more shady card. So it's like there's affection being shown that's not emotionally mature and it's a little bit deceiving, right? So maybe that has something to do with what you need to let go of, that stormy emotional storm that isn't gonna work and you kind of know it, right? All right, so please give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a comment and tell me, what is this nostalgia that you keep looking back at? Or what is it that you keep rerunning in your head over and over and over again, okay? Share with us if this resonates with you, and if you want to. What tradition are you trying to break free of? What old belief isn't serving you anymore and you're trying to remold your, you know, authenticity into authenticity, right? Like, what is it that you're trying to break free of that you've just always done? Let me know. I'd love to hear. And yeah, please subscribe if you haven't yet. I do all the signs every month. Sometimes I throw in a couple different kinds of readings, and I just got a couple new decks that I am getting really used to first, so I'm excited to bring those out. So yeah, I will see you soon, Pisces, and thank you. Have a great rest of your day.